to celebrate the 100th year that this piece of property has been in our family. And my grandparents immigrated from Europe and they lived on First Hill. And my grandmother had grown up on a farm and she didn't like living in a city lot.
And this reminded her a little bit of rural Spain, and so that was how she directed the family to move here, my great-grandpa.
So they moved out here and they bought 2.5 acres with a tiny little house on it. She didn't like the house, so they tore the house down, built a Taj Mahal huge chicken coop, moved into the chicken coop a mother, a father, a little toddler boy, and she was pregnant again.
But much more important than the 100-year mark is 3 or 4 harmonious ownership transfers of the land between family members. My mom encouraged my dad to purchase it after my great-grandparents had died. Then he later married my mom, so the property was back in the hands of the family. But it was much smaller acreage-wise, just the yellow house and maybe 2 acres. And then because my mom loves horses so much, my dad kept adding on to the land for the horses. Come on, guys! The farm now, my husband and I have also added on to it.
I think I found your little goat itchy spot.
But I think even before that addition, I do think that it is maybe the largest privately held residential piece of land left in the city that's undeveloped. So to accomplish that amount of ownership transfers among family members of property that is emotionally tied and valuable is really something to be proud of. So it's not about the 100 years, but it's about the fact that we love our family.
Okay. All right, this is the medicine, and it's baby food with a Cushing's disease medicine, because the horse I'm going to give it to has the equivalency of human diabetes, and he's well into his 20s, 20 years old. And you notice that he took it out of my hand because he loves his baby food and he loves his medicine. So we mix it with baby food. This is Gerber's apple banana flavored rice, and he loves it. And as you may have noticed when I gave it to him, he opened his mouth when he saw the syringe because he thinks it's delicious.
Some of my earliest memories of Gigi are she wanted to learn how to ride more technically. Of all my mom's 4 grandchildren, she is the only one that competes doing jumpers with her ponies that my mom bred for her. And that's been just a lot of fun for our whole family. My sister's been able to help her a little bit, and last summer I drove her pony all the way to Kentucky in the horse trailer, where she won a bronze medal, and we were all there to cheer her on, my mom, my sister. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun to go to horse shows with the whole family. Besides my daughter Gigi loving horses, the true horse Nazi, if you will, in the family is my sister Linda, who spent most of her childhood practicing at our farm with her ponies and her horses, and then competing with those horses all over the country and all over Canada. And she still competes to this day. It's pretty remarkable. Grandma, tell me what you remember about Gigi's quinceañera.
Aquí viene Arby y Gigi. Olsen.
That she wore a beautiful dress and she looked like an absolute princess, and her hair was done beautifully. And that early in the evening, and then as the evening progressed, she and her girlfriends decided to really get down and do a lot of dancing and took all her curls off.
And they had a great time.
And they had so much fun.
So I built the table first, so I was like, well, this is like a table fit for a king, so we need a throne for a king. I was like, oh, well, we have all these leftover horseshoes, I'll try and make a Game of Thrones style horseshoe throne. And then from there, I was like, well, you have the table, the throne, we need to, have a party. We had all these pumpkins and we laid them out and put them on the barrels and the table and everything else. And it looks really good.
I think one of the coolest things is how the pumpkin, the horseshoe is grown in there. You can't take it out.
I cannot believe how many things you've built here, Army.
Army loves this place so much.
Honey, you do know these aren't just my dad's tools.
Yeah, they're-
These are his dad's tools.
Yeah.
He has the skills to maintain the property. Honey, I'm so glad you decided to build that.
What?
The grape arbor.
Oh, yeah. So we built these two.
He understands everything I've done here. Okay, put the brake on. Yeah, there we go. Tell us how you remembered this house when you were a little girl. Was it special to you that it was your grandparents?
Oh yeah.
What are your earliest memories about visiting this house, Grandma?
Bringing my Christmas presents over to show my grandparents.
Do you remember milking the cow?
Of course.
You remember milking the cow?
Yes, and my grandpa, well, when he was milking his cow, the kitties would come around and he could squirt them with the milk right from the cow.
Grandma, you never did learn to milk a cow because you're holding your hand wrong. You milk it like this.
Of course not. I don't know how to milk a cow. He was just teaching me. That doesn't mean I was a good student.
Grandma, oh my gosh. Even in the video from 1944, he is correcting your hand position.
Well, I'm sure of that.
Well, I had a really enjoyable childhood here. There is no question. And so I have a lot of happy memories here, and they are just continuing to still form, which is really wonderful. Back in the saddle again.